In the hills of Kuria, where the wind carries stories older than memory, there is a belief that a promise is never just a promise. It is a bond, witnessed by the living and the ancestors. Amani was not born into freedom. She was born into expectation. From a young age, she was taught that a daughter does not choose her path. Her path is chosen for her. And now, that path had been decided. Drums echoed through the village that morning. Women sang. Men gathered. And elders sat beneath the sacred fig tree, as if the earth itself was listening. Amani stood quietly outside her mother's hut, dressed in traditional beads and patterned cloth. To everyone else, she looked like a bride in waiting. But her eyes told a different story. She was not happy. Because her future had already been written. A man named Baraka had been chosen for her. Wealthy, respected, powerful. The kind of man every father trusts, and every daughter fears. And her father, Mzinyamongo, had already given his word. But what the village did not know was that Amani's heart had already chosen another. Every evening, when the sun began to fall behind the hills, she would slip away. Past the fields, past the watching eyes of the village, until she reached the old fig tree. And there, he would be waiting. Kato. He was not rich, he was not powerful, just a cattle herder from a rival clan. But to Amani, he was everything she had ever wanted. They met in silence at first, afraid the world might hear them, until silence was no longer enough. "We can't keep doing this," she whispered one evening. "Then stop hiding," Kato replied softly. "Come with me. We leave tonight and never look back." Amani's heart trembled. She knew what love demanded, and what tradition would take away. But that night, beneath the sacred fig tree, she made her choice. They made a vow, not to the elders, not to the families, but to each other, to run away before sunrise, to choose love over everything they had been taught. But in Kuria land, no secret stays buried for long. Someone was watching. Nima, her closest friend, the one person she trusted with everything. She saw it all, or maybe she saw enough. And by morning the silence in the village had changed, because secrets do not remain secrets for long. By the time the sun rose, Amani was no longer just a daughter. She was a disgrace. In the center of the village she stood alone. The drums had stopped, the singing was gone. Even the wind felt heavy. Her father looked at her with a pain that had turned into anger. "Is it true?" he asked. Amani said nothing. Because some truths are too heavy for words. Baraka stepped forward, calm, but not kind. "You think you can shame me," he said quietly. "You already belong to me." And in that moment, Amani realized something terrifying. This was no longer about love. It was about control. That night she ran, barefoot, breathless, guided only by hope and fear, straight to the fig tree. But Kato was not there. Only silence. And then, footsteps. Men emerged from the darkness. Baraka's men. The vow she made was already being destroyed. Kato had been taken. By morning, the wedding fire was lit, and Amani stood before it broken. Dressed for a future she never chose. Surrounded by people celebrating a life she no longer believed in. Somewhere far away, Kato's fate remained unknown. And the vow they made beneath the sacred fig tree was gone. But in Kuria land, broken vows do not simply end. They echo. They whisper. They wait. And Amani's story was far from over.